Morning, Brenda. Morning, everybody. Morning, Stacy. Appreciate y'all being on. Morning, Trish. By the way, I hope I have a good connection here. I am out of town. Y'all can see the background is definitely very different than my home office. So, good morning, Linda, Michelle. Morning. Appreciate y'all being on. Happy Monday, everybody. By the way, happy belated Mother's Day. In case I didn't say that to anybody here. Morning, Melissa. I hope everybody had an awesome Mother's Day weekend. And real quick, the instructions, as you know, I share every time. If you're new to Periscope, if you'd like to share this with friends or a team, whatever, if you swipe up or swipe right, depending on your phone, and just follow the instructions from there, then you can do that, and it'll walk you through the process. And also, if you like something you hear, if you just tap the bottom right of the screen, that'll send some hearts up. So I appreciate y'all doing that. I see that. So again, welcome everybody. Happy Monday. Appreciate y'all being on. By the way, this is going to be the only one that I can do at this time of day this week. I may do one or two others during the week, but some of you know my wife Holly and I are out of town at our daughter's graduation. She graduates college this Thursday, 3 days from now. So there's a huge time difference here, 6 hours, and so I knew today I'd kind of be still living on East Coast time, and I wanted to take advantage of that and be able to do this. So, but beyond today, boy, it's going to be tough to do this. Honestly, there's no way I can keep this schedule. So, anyway, so today, turning our mess into a message. This is such an important lesson that I learned, and I've learned it the good way, and I've learned it what I'll call the hard way. And Logan has really helped me through a couple of my hard times, and I was just thinking about that the other day. And you know, with this being the only message, at least again in the morning this week, wanted to just kind of share this, and it just something that was on my heart. And you know, we all deal with ups and downs. Everybody does in life, in business, in jobs, careers, whatever the case may be. And, you know, everybody loves the up times. Everybody's happy, positive, and does well, I guess, for lack of a better term, in those times. But what happens during the down times? Because we've all got real tough times that we go through sometimes. And, you know, it could be a career thing. It could be a personal thing. It could be a relationship thing. It could be a money thing. It could, you know, there's so many different things that can cause a difficult time or a time of adversity in our lives. And the question really becomes, how do we deal with that? Because we can deal with it positively. We can deal with it by letting that situation define who we are in that moment. And it could be a long moment. You know, it could be a season. And you know, that's one of the things that Logan said is and I've heard him say it not only to me but obviously to others. And again, that's why I share this. One of the reasons is he'd say, hey, it's just a season. It's just a season in life. And all seasons come to an end, right? You know, it's a guarantee. We're obviously out of winter into spring, although you wouldn't know it in the Northeast here based on the weather. And obviously I'm not in the Northeast right now, but you wouldn't know it based on the recent Northeast weather. It's been just crazy up there, and it's kind of felt like winter's trying to hold on. But bottom line is, when winter's over, spring is going to come. You know, it's a law. So seasons end. When spring's over, summer's going to be here. And everybody's going to be wishing for that cooler weather, right? We always want what we don't have. But bottom line is, when we're dealing with a tough time, we're dealing with adversity, we can either respond positively or negatively. And again, I've done both, and I've learned from both. And you learn the hard way when you respond negatively, because we're letting that become or determine or define who we are, like I said, in that moment. And you know, I've shown good character and I've shown bad character. So, you know, as always, I'm speaking with you, not at you. But I've learned from the difficult times when I didn't react positively. You know, maybe you'll see. It's kind of hard for me to give an example, but you'll know. People around you will let you know when you're not responding well to a situation. So, but you know, that kind of really stresses the importance of having a big why. because our why keeps us going through those tough times. Keeping focused on the bigger picture, realizing that, again, that it's just a season is a big one. So, but we can learn from the tough times if our mind is right, and that's kind of the message, or what I wanted to get out there is we've got to keep focused on that. If our mind is right, we're going to remember that God doesn't give us anything we can't handle, and I don't mean to get religious on you. So I hope that doesn't. We don't want to offend anybody, but that's what I feel in my heart, and as a result, that's what I believe truth to be. So if God doesn't give us anything we can't handle, then we know we can grow through a situation like that may not be fun in the moment, just a moment of adversity, like I'm saying. So overcoming that is what creates our story. So how do we turn a mess into a message? Well, when we come through, maybe you've had a tough time, and you can relate it to almost anything in life, but when you conquer something and you overcome adversity and you come out on what I'll call the other side, and that season is over, and you know that you've, for lack of a better term, you've beat it, it makes you a better person, right? You've grown and you realize, I can do that. Again, whether it's something, it could be a physical thing, running a 5K. And you just didn't believe you could do it, but you kept going, you kept going, you kept going, and you come out at the end of a 5K, and again, you conquered it. Well, now you know you can go do another 5K. So, as a matter of fact, I saw Stephanie Kelly over, I'm losing track of time, it may have even been this weekend. She did a run, and I don't know if it was a 5K, 10K, whatever it was, but she came in first in her age group. So congratulations, Stephanie. That's awesome. But you know what? She knows she can do that, and she knows she can go and do it again. And that's what's awesome. So when you come through a tough time and you've conquered it, again, not only can you do that, then you begin to wonder when you overcome and overcome and overcome, what is my limit? And there's really no limit, but what can I do that's even bigger, that's even better? What can I overcome? What can I conquer? So I hope that kind of rings true with you and makes sense. But one of the things, and I wanted to share this too, is Logan shared a couple books with me, and one was years ago. Some of you know we've known each other for 9.5 years here at this point. So he's seen us go through a couple different phases of life in different ways. Some personal, some, again, career, business, whatever it happens to be. And one of the books that he shared with me, if you're dealing with something that's very difficult, and it's just heavy on your heart, and again, it could be career, it could, whatever the case may be, a great book is The Upside of Adversity. So I'd recommend that to you. But another one that I read much more recently than that, and that was years and years ago, is The Energy Bus. So if you want to just make sure your mind is right, and that if you're dealing with something that's difficult and you want to have the right outlook on understanding and knowing that it's temporary, and knowing that your attitude is the key in getting through that, I highly recommend that book. So I would check that out. I don't remember the author, and I apologize, but what a great book. And it'll just completely, I remember when I read that book, it was a life changer for me. It just changed perspective and helped me understand that we truly are in control of our outcome, and having the right attitude and the belief, and maybe that's really what I'm trying to say here, is the belief that you're going to come out on the other end a better person, a stronger person, and that you can overcome whatever it is that you're dealing with, I think was a big thing that came out of that book. So again, there's really almost no limit to what we can do and what we can accomplish and what we can overcome. So listen, I wanted to keep today short and just, again, help everybody understand that actually not only can we overcome everything, but also understanding that everything happens for a reason. It's very difficult during a difficult time to understand the reason that we're dealing with what we're dealing with. But when we do come out on the other end, again, by keeping our why in front of us, by keeping the right attitude, by understanding, again, that it's a season, then when we come out on the other end, then we can look back. They say hindsight's 20/20, right? We can look back and realize that's why I went through that. And there's always a reason. Yeah, I think everybody can probably agree with that. You know exactly what happened, so and why it happened again, which is more important. So, overcoming adversity, it makes you a more confident person, a better leader, a more confident leader, and more important, it makes you a relatable leader, a relatable person, whatever the case may be, because no matter what happens when we come through those times of adversity, there's always someone that we can help come through a time of adversity, because somebody's going to come to you, especially in building our business. Someone will come to you, someone comes to all of us at some point, and they're struggling with something that you've conquered. And that's one of the beauties of growth in this business and honestly in life, is when we overcome something, then we can always help somebody overcome what we've overcome, whether it's reaching a milestone, whether, again, it's overcoming adversity, whatever it is. When we've been there and we've walked in the shoes they're currently walking in, and we've been in that scenario, we've been at the low they're experiencing right now, and we can help them understand that after that low comes a high. If you do this, this, and this, and here's what I did, then again, that's when you're able to turn your mess into a message that's going to benefit and bless somebody else. So again, I hope that makes sense. And as always, I always close with a quote, and I love to do that. And by the way, there was I thought it was a tweet, but maybe not, that Logan put out just the other day. Thank you very much. I see the congrats, and we're, again, obviously spending time with our daughter for college graduation. So it's an awesome time, and thank you for that. Congratulations. But I was looking for what I thought was a tweet of Logan's, and maybe it was on Facebook. I'm going to keep looking, and it was about understanding whose you are. And I don't want to share the quote because I'm sure I wouldn't do it right, but I want to share it exactly as he put it out there. I call them Loganisms. So I'm going to find that, and when I do, I'm going to share that. I want to put it out to everybody, and I share that piece of it because if somebody knows where it was and they find it and text it or email it to me, that'll be awesome. Then I do want to share that. But I did find this awesome quote from Tim Tebow, which is, "I don't know what my future holds, but I do know who holds my future." So, and again, that's about faith and understanding that if you're dealing with a tough time right now, just keep the faith and understand that you will come through on the other end. So appreciate your time today. And again, this will be the only one for this week that's at least this time of day. I may do one or two that are in odd times later in the day just because of the time difference. But appreciate you all being on. Have an amazing week. And instead of going out and owning the day, go out and own the week. Make sure this is your week, because whatever you're doing, you can do it. So stay focused on it, take action, be committed, and go rock and roll. So have an amazing day, an amazing week, and again, at some point we'll see you here during the week. Thanks again.